Assalamu alaikum. My name is Karamat Ullah Chaudhry. I'm a resident of Lahore and educated at the University of Engineering and Technology, popularly known as the UET. As we have always believed, UET is the prime institution of engineering in the country and has a name in most countries of the world. Wherever I went, I found graduates from UET in very good jobs, and it was a pleasure interacting with them. Before I talk about myself, let me tell you about my family background. We are two brothers, and our father was also a civil engineer. And he, in the 1920s, went to the forefather of UET, which was the McLagan Engineering College, and he passed out in 1927 with the mechanical engineering diploma. Now, he wasn't too happy with that, so he asked his father to send him abroad for a graduate degree in civil engineering. And in 1928, he went and joined the Durham University in Newcastle upon Tyne in England, and started reading for the bachelor's degree in civil engineering. After graduation, he joined the Indian Railways, and in 1947, he migrated to Pakistan and took up residence in Lahore. I went to St. Anthony's High School in Lahore, from where I did my O levels, but in between, for 4 years, I was in Chittagong, East Pakistan, where I went to St. Placid's, another missionary school. After my schooling, I went to Government College Lahore for my pre-engineering FSc, and then I was fortunate enough to be admitted to the UET in the civil engineering department. My recollection of UET from 1965 to 1969 was a period of great learning. And the greatest thing I saw there was that the teachers were icons. I remember Professor Khilji, Ikramul Haq, Sharif Bhatti, and a few others, and above all, the chairman of the civil engineering department, Dr. Nazir Ahmed, who, apart from being a wonderful teacher, was like a father to all his students. So I remember Engineering University, as we used to call it at that time, consisted of two blocks, the main block and the annex block, and with a huge tract of land in between where we used to go and do our surveys. Now, of course, it's full of iconic buildings, and I had a chance of visiting the university, and it's mind-boggling what has been achieved. After my civil engineering degree, I proceeded to England for a master's degree in transportation engineering. The reason I took up transportation engineering was that I was infatuated by trains, not only because my father was a railway engineer, but also I loved trains and highways, motorways, airports, seaports. So I went into transportation engineering, and from Leeds University, I got a postgraduate degree in 1971. Then I returned to Pakistan, although I had opportunities to stay in the UK, but I wanted to come and serve my country. So I came back, and at that time, there were no jobs. There were no jobs available. So I started teaching in HSN College, and for a year or so. And after that, I was inducted into the irrigation department. Then the young engineers, we saw a new organization cropping up. It was a public sector consultant organization called NEPAK. Now, we learned that NEPAK was created because in 1973, there was a brain drain of engineers because oil had been discovered in the Middle East and everybody was rushing there. So the mentor of NESPAK was Dr. Mubashir Hassan, the finance minister, and who was basically an engineer. And he thought of this company and he said, if we pay good salaries to our engineers, the junior engineers, and even the middle management engineers, then they will choose to stay in Pakistan and not go abroad. And I was one of them. And I joined in 1974 as a junior engineer and then progressed through NESPAK. Now, the ideology or the psychology behind this was that NESPAK provided cheap services and replaced expensive expatriate consultants. Before this, in the Indus Basin Treaty era, the expensive American consultants were here. And then with the advent of NESPAK, we provided the same services at much lower rates. And the first project which NESPAK did was the left bank irrigation tunnel at Turbela, which was a lifesaver at that time because the other tunnels had been damaged. NESPAK provided me with a platform of learning, of interactions with foreign consultants, I learned, and my experience in NESPAK was that I became an engineer who was recognized in the Middle East and also in Europe by my frequent trips there and meeting foreign consultants. During this period, I also took part in sports, and I was in 3 university teams of the UET. I was captain of the squash team, I was a member of the tennis team, and I was a member of the table tennis team. After my stay in NESPAK, and when I retired in 2009 as managing director, I worked for a couple of years in an Australian company, Snowy Mountains, and worked on the Lahore-Islamabad motorway also. And then the Chief Minister of Punjab called me and said, let's make a NESPAK type company in the province of Punjab. Now that was something which I tried to resist because I said it's better to, go in for a better NESPAK, a bigger NESPAK, which would cater for all provinces. But he was adamant, and so we created ECSP, which is Engineering Consultancy Services of Pakistan. I was the first managing director, and I stayed there for 5 years, and we did a lot of projects in the province of Punjab. And Alhamdulillah, that company is still flourishing. During this period, I also took up arbitrations, dispute resolutions, and mediation. And to date, I have done 45 such assignments. And I think that's been most satisfying because giving justice to contractors, employers, on projects and on disputes which have been lingering on for a number of years is a great satisfaction. So I am now a freelance arbitrator, and even now, today, I have about 7 in my bag, and this is most satisfying. Now coming back to my other aspects, I am a sportsman. I still play golf, I do cycling, and I am involved in the projects of 2 clubs in Lahore. Other than that, I have been involved in charity work, and the first one I did was I'm a trustee of the Saya Homes orphanage in Jhelum, which runs on the pattern of the SOS villages. And from there, our students of the Saya Homes go into very distinguished schools, and we feed them, we keep them, we house them. And these orphans are the future of Pakistan. One of our students has recently been admitted to the UET in Lahore and the chemical engineering department. And inshallah, we will keep on educating him, and then we shall also find a job for him. So this is one area where I am very busy in. Then there's a Gujranwala Welfare Clinic, of which I am a trustee, and I take active interest in that. And recently I've also been appointed secretary of the Lahore Businessman Rehabilitation of the Disabled. Here we train disabled population, and we train them in 12 disciplines like cooking and computer science, computer designing, textiles, stitching, cooking, and we make them useful citizens of Pakistan. Now, it's been a long journey. It started with my schooling, and today I am a freelance arbitrator and doing a lot of social work. But all this is due to my education in very good institutions. And the one which stands out is UET. Because at UET, I developed my character, I developed my mind. I started thinking of the country, I started thinking of society, and this was a great contributor to my personality. UET was a fantastic place to be in, and when I went to England for my postgraduate studies, the universities in UK knew about UET. In the end, I would just like to advise the students studying at UET, please put your heads down, study hard. You are very lucky to be in UET as students. There are thousands who try to get in and can't, and you are there, so make full use of your stay in UET and become excellent professional engineers. Thank you very much.